so strong enough.
Hi everyone. So if you're here and you're watching this, that means you're getting ready to watch my video about stripping cast iron pans. And I kind of feel like I need to take a step back here and just kind of do a little intro to it, because it is dangerous and I want everybody to be safe about it. And I'm not the most articulate person in the world. I'll be the first to admit that. And I'm very new to YouTube, so I'm not used to talking to a camera with, without anything talking back to me. So it's a learning curve for me. But the video that you're going to see has to do with stripping cast iron pans. And it is imperative that you are cautious and that you take every precaution necessary. Before you pour that lye into that water, you need to have a fan and you need to have a well-ventilated area where you can open up a window. And just in case there's fumes and stuff, you shouldn't be breathing that in. We all know that, it's bad stuff. So I just wanted to, just take a minute here and let you know that I understand that this is going to be a long video. I am the first person that will admit also that I have the attention span of a goldfish, but I really feel that this is important, and I wouldn't be talking to the camera like I am right now if I didn't feel passionate about that. When I first started, I stripped a cast iron pan about 11 years ago. I was absolutely terrified to do it. I didn't know how to do it, first of all. And I joined a group on Facebook, and I've been part of their group now for, I'd say, a better part of 10 years now. They're awesome people. They're good people. They're honest people. They will give you good advice. I'm going to try to answer all the questions that you're going to have if you have any. But if I can't, because I don't know every single thing there is to know about cast iron. But I know a lot, but I still, even when I go to the thrift store and I find one and I'm looking at it and I'm like, I have no idea what this is. I will hop on Facebook, find my group and post a picture and say, okay, what is this? I need help stat. What is it? And within 5 to 10 minutes, I will get an answer. The people on there are absolutely fabulous about getting back to other people. You see groups that have 15,000 members, and you post something and you could wait 48, 72 hours to get an answer. Well, this group that I'm going to tell you about, they're good. They're really good. They know their shit. Okay, I'm going to be honest with you. They know what they're talking about. They are the ones that helped me strip my very first cast iron pan. And they took me step by step through it, and because it freaked me out. I was scared. I was really scared to do it. I was scared that I was gonna not get the lye off, and I was gonna poison my family, and whatever, and then the cops would be called, and it just this, I had this big thing in my head, like what worst case scenario. But they taught me how to do it. I already knew how to season a pan because of my mom. You know that because that's probably why you're here, is because you've seen my other video, and that one's pretty much blown up. Because I'm not this person, I'm not some kind, I don't know, I don't have it in me to be this personality, I guess you would say, this online personality. Some people just have it. I'm not one of those people. And when I first posted my cast iron video, the seasoning one, I got kind of a nasty comment from a lady. She said, "You are not supposed to be using paper towel to wipe out a cast iron pan." And she just kept ranting and raving, and she just kept going on and on and on. And I thought to myself, I don't think I would have made it as a pioneer woman. Not if the first thing I had to do when my feet hit the floor, I had to be like, oh shit, I gotta go check to see if any of my pans got a piece of lint in them. You know, the ones that are sitting in the fireplace that are probably full of ashes. So you know, you gotta take the good with the bad, and sometimes the crazy with the sane. So anyway, I'm gonna give you the name of my Facebook group. It's not my Facebook group, but they're kind of like my family. So if you have any questions, these people can answer you. They know what they're doing. They've been doing this a long, long time. And the name, I am also going to put it down here below me in letters or writing or whatever you want to call it, so that you guys can find them on Facebook. I'm doing it because they helped me, and now I get to help you. So it's kind of like paying it forward kind of thing, I guess. There was a lot of people that kept messaging me and asking me, how do you do this with cast iron? How do you do that with cast iron? How do I do this? Can you help me? And yes, I helped every one of them to the best of my knowledge and my abilities. I helped every single one of them. And then I started kind of getting, what we're going to call it, encouraged. Not bullied, but encouraged by some friends of mine on Facebook. And for like 2 years, they're like, Shelly, you have to do this, you have to do this, you have to do this, you got to do this. People can learn from you. And the name of the group that I'm going to give you, like I said, they are fantastic people. They're good people. They're honest people. And they have this really cool thing where you cook in your cast iron pan, and it's like this little contest every week where whoever gets the most likes on their dish, that goes up as their cover photo for the week. Okay, I won it a couple of times, so I thought it was kind of cool. And it still goes on today, and they've been around quite a while. So anyway, the name of the group is Black Iron Cooking, comma, Antiques, comma, and Humor. I think the humor part's what got me. That got me hooked, because I like fun people. I like nice people. I like crazy nice people. But no, honestly, they know what they're doing. Anyway, enjoy the video. I know, like I said, I know it's a little bit long, but it kind of has to be because there's important information in it. So thanks for listening to me. And oh, I can't say go play with your own food, because I'm not. How about tag you're it? Welcome back, everyone. Okay, so tonight I'm going to start a lye bath. And I'm going to strip. Yes, there's a joke there. I know that there's a joke there, but tonight we gotta be serious. I'm not stripping, the pans are. Tonight I'm gonna start a lye bath, and I'm going to strip these pans. I am going to take this pan. See how it's in pretty rough shape. It's one of the rougher ones. I'm gonna worry about the rust later. But I'm gonna take this pan, this pan right here, and I'm gonna make it look like this. And I'm gonna show you how to do it. I have tonight, this is what I'm gonna be stripping tonight. I'm gonna be stripping, or starting to strip. It's not a day or a night process thing. It takes a while to do this. I'm gonna be stripping a Griswold number 3, an unmarked Wagner number 5, a Wagner Ware Sydney 0 number 6, a Wagner number 6, I believe this is unmarked, I can't really tell, but I think it's unmarked, a Griswold 1908 waffle iron. Gorgeous pans. A hammered Dutch oven. Yeah, there's a joke there too, isn't there? And the only piece that's in here is mine is this. This is a match box, or not match box, but a match holder. It holds matches, like for, I guess it'd be put in an outhouse. I've had it for quite some time, and it's time to strip it down and redo it. I'm going to go down, now the way that I'm going to do this is I'm going to go downstairs. We have an extra room downstairs that I'm going to do this in. So I put out a distress call on my Facebook page, and my call was answered by a few of my friends, and I would like to thank them for for allowing me to do this for them. Rhonda, Christy, Lori, and Gary. Thank you all so much for letting me do this for you. I appreciate it, and I can't wait to get started. I'm so excited to see how these are going to turn out, especially this guy. Can't wait. And you know, this one's pretty rough too, but this one is good. This one's going to be great. So follow me. We're going to go downstairs, and I'm going to show you exactly what you got to do to turn something like this into something like that. Okay, so we're downstairs now in a storage area that we have in our basement. The first thing is, if you want to do a lye bath, you got to make sure that you're not on a septic. You cannot use lye on a septic tank. You have to, if you want to do a lye bath, make sure, number one, that you're not on septic, and number two, that if you do choose to do a lye bath, then call your local waste management office and ask them how to dispose of it safely. Let's see, what else is there? The second rule. I have a paper down here because I want to make sure that I don't forget to tell you anything. The second rule is that when you're using lye, and this is 100% lye granules. You hear it? It's granules. It's not liquid. I don't use the liquid kind. It just doesn't work as well as this stuff does. And you don't ever, ever, ever pour water on top of lye. It can splash up in your face, and it has been known to explode. And, well, hi, Bench. You don't want that, okay? Safety here is number one. And let's see, what else is there? There are other methods, rather alternatives to lye than using a lye bath. There are electrolysis tanks, or e-tanks for short. I don't have one, and I don't plan on ever getting one, which that's just, I'm more comfortable with this method. Other people use the yellow cap oven cleaner method, which is fine too. You spray your pan down, and I believe they put it in a trash bag for, I can't be exactly sure because I've never done it. It's not something that I've really explored. And they'll put it in a trash bag and leave it in there for X amount of time. I don't know. You'd have to do some research about that. And when you're stripping pans, and I know I'm going to get questions about, well, how much water do you put in? How much lye do you put in? It depends on how many pieces you're doing. I have quite a large bin here because I need to make sure that every single piece is fully submerged, that there's nothing sticking out. And I'm going to use a plastic stirrer. Now you don't want to go crazy with this. You're not whisking eggs here. You're going to slowly go back and forth, very slowly. And you're going to need gloves. You don't want to touch this stuff with your skin. Trust me, you don't want to do that. And you're going to need a mask just in case. It's just a safety thing. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get started. Put my mask on. Because sometimes fumes can come out, and you don't want to be breathing all that in. Not that this is, professional grade masking or anything, but it's just, it is what it is. Now Mr. Cheeto's in here. Come here, Mr. Cheeto. And you know what? That reminds me that when you do this, you need to have a lid. You got to have a lid on. We don't have small children, but we do have very curious cats, and we don't want them getting into that and getting hurt. So it's very important that you keep this stuff safe and away from animals and children. All right, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna get started. Gloves first. This is a patience game when it comes to stripping pans this way. All right, here we go. Bottle number 1. As close to the water as you can get it, and slowly pour. Okay, that one's done. I'm going to have my husband open this one. Okay, bottle number 2 going in. Again, very slow, very deliberate. You can look this up online, just type in 100% lye granules on Amazon. You'll see exactly what I'm using. By the time you guys see this video, all of these pans are going to be done. Now, we're just going to do a very gentle stir. Like I said, we're not whisking eggs here. We're not making scrambled eggs. Just a very slow stir. Okay, now we're pretty much dissolved in here. Okay, now I'm gonna go and I'm gonna start putting my pans in. I'm gonna start with this Dutch oven. You put them in very slowly. Don't let them splash around. Nothing needs to be done in a hurry. Again, very slow. No splashing. You can already see the water change color. And I'm going to come and I'm going to check on these in about 4 to 5 days and see how they're doing. How much gunk has been released. Alright, now we're good with that. Now we need to go rinse our gloves off. Now what we're going to do is we're just going to put the top on it. We're going to snap it on. And we're going to leave it for 4 to 5 days, and then I'm going to come down and I'm going to look at it and put my gloves on. I'm going to pull a couple out and look at it and see how they're doing, and you're going to be with me when I do that. So we get to see the progress together. See you in 5 days. Okay, so it's been about 5 days now since we've put our pans in the lye bath here. And I have not opened it. You're with me. We have the door shut because we don't want our cats in here around this stuff. And Wedgie is protesting out there because he thinks we're doing something in here that we shouldn't be doing. Anyway, you're with me. This is I have not looked at them, and I'm going to take them out, and I'm going to move them into this one, and then I'm going to move them over to an old sink I have downstairs. I really don't want to be washing the stuff upstairs in my kitchen, but we're going to take a look. You'll notice that the droplets here, these water droplets on the top, that it's been sweating, and which means it's been working very well. So very carefully, we're going to take the lid off. You'll notice that the water, when we first started, it was white or clear, and this is everything that's coming off in these pans that are in here. See that? Okay, see, look at the palm of my hand. This is what it's doing. It's taking all that off there. That's exactly what I want to see. See this stuff right here? See how it's all clumpy and crumbly looking? That should come right off. Look at that. It's going to come right off. That's exactly what I'm looking for. Again, when you're doing this, you want to be extremely careful. Don't be splashing around. Take them out very carefully. Let them drip off as much as you can. Just do it as carefully as you can. See that? That was a real bad rusty one. It's coming off just beautifully. Once we get this over to the sink and get it washed up, it's going to look like a totally different pan. What do we got now? Okay, this is the base for the waffle iron. Nice. This is a dirty job. It's a dirty job, but it's worth it. It's worth doing it. What a baby Griswold. See if we can't find a waffle iron in here. See what one of those looks like. Nice. Very nice. Easy does it. Easy does it. No splashing. Should have left in here is this hammered Dutch oven. Oh, look at that coming right off. Beautiful. And now we gotta go fishing for the lid. Okay. I feel ya. There you are. Very nice. Once we get these over to the sink, then you'll get a true look at what this is doing to them. How it's helping them. Clean them up. That's the one thing about lye is it's when it comes to lye and cast iron. Cast iron is not a porous metal, so it doesn't penetrate the metal. It won't get inside of the metal. It sits on the surface of it, so you don't ever have to worry about this seeping into the pan so far that it's dangerous. But there's a part to that right now, if I were to wash these and season them, they would be dangerous. There's a way to neutralize the danger that's on these, and I'm going to show you how to do that. I'll take you with me step by step through this whole process. Cleaning your pans off for the initial first time is a wire brush and I specifically got these for that waffle iron. It's got a fancy handle on the base, and it's got a lot of little parts that I'm going to need to get into to clean off. So you're going to need a wire brush and Scotch-Brites. These are great. This is what you use to scrub them down with. And regular old just Dawn dish soap. So, put that in the water. And then we're going to grab one of our pans. This one's on top, so you can see that, the grime that's on there. And you're going to wash it just like you would any other pan. Just, again, be very, very gentle. Don't splash. Just want to get that initial grime off there, crud. The first layer without soap. And you'll see that there's still rust on it. But we're going to take care of that a little bit later. Because we're not done sitting in a lye bath yet. So you're just going to go and you're just going to put your Dawn dish soap in there. I mean, be aggressive, but don't scrub so fast that you're splashing stuff around, because it is still lye in the water. When you're working with lye, if you're like me and you can't do it outside. I'm too busy in the summertime to do this. There's just no way that I can do this kind of work during the summertime, because I'm either fishing, camping, or gardening. So wintertime is my downtime for doing this. So if you have to do it inside, make sure that you've got a good fan and you have access to open a window, which we have both, because you know it's safety first, and that is no joke. Not when it comes to this stuff. It is caustic. It can hurt you. You're just going to keep. It is a dirty job, but like I said, it is so worth it. See all that stuff coming off. This is going to turn out to be one hell of a beautiful pan. I can see it already. Let's give it a quick rinse here. See what we're looking at. And that right there is perfectly normal. That is a perfectly normal color. That gray, dull look. That means it has been stripped down to its bare metal. That's exactly what you're looking for. But that lye is really doing its work. It's doing its job. It's doing very, very well. All right, we're gonna move on to the next pan. Put this guy down, and we'll check on another one. Now this guy was the real bad rusty one. And all that's gonna come right off. I can see it's all bubbled up. So that's going to come off like butter. If I can find my scratchy pad. Where did it go? There it is. Gently into the water. Again, no splashing. There it is. See that cruddy stuff right there? It's going to come right off. Look at that. Right. Came right off. Beautiful. Couple more down here. See what else we got going on. Curious to see about this big old Dutch oven. There we go. Beautiful hammered Dutch oven. I've never had the privilege of restoring or seasoning a hammered anything cast iron. So this is kind of a treat for me to have, to do this. I have been restoring this way, stripping and restoring this way for over 10 years. So I do know what I'm doing. I haven't killed anybody yet. I'll tell you what though, the first pan that I ever got brave enough to do like this, it was only me that ate out of the pan for the first month because I was, you know, I was nervous. And rightfully so, I was cautious. But 11 years later, here I am, still here. But I must be doing something right. Alright, let's rinse it off and see what we have. Beautiful gray. There's that beautiful dull gray that I'm looking for. Absolutely perfectly normal for that. Nice, nice, nice. Beautiful. Yeah, these are going to turn out sweet. Now for its lid. Brush here is going to work very well for getting into these little drip, well, it's called a drip lid, which all that means is that it's got little knobs on it, so when the moisture in the pan, when it's covered, hits these, it drips off back onto the food that's in the pan, keeping it moist. It's like a self-baster. Turning out very, very nice. Again, there's that beautiful gray look that we're looking for. That nice dull gray. That's what tells you it's right down to the bare metal. That's what you want. When you're restoring, that's what you want. See that? Come on, where'd it go? Oh, I swear to God, I spent half my time trying to find my scrubby. There it goes. Say bye-bye. Bye-bye. Hold on. Nothing left on there. Very nice pan. Beautiful number, little number 5 Wagner. Alright, let's check out this waffle base. Looks pretty black, but let's see if we can't get it to a gray. I'd say this base has got a little ways to go yet. Still quite black. And I wanted that gray color. Now for the waffle irons themselves. Let's see. I think I want to let my water out. I want clean water for these. Let's see what I'm up against here. I've never stripped or seasoned a waffle iron before. I bought my waffle iron and that was already done for me, which I really appreciated that. Think a little squishy here. The dirty job was so worth it. To me anyway, and to other people like me, it's worth it. There is another way that you can strip cans. How pioneers used to do it, and people way back, back in the day before there was a such thing as lye and e-tanks and all this stuff that we have now. What they would do is they would put them in a hot fire pit and burn it all off. I don't trust myself enough to do something like that, because one of the few things that can totally destroy a cast iron pan is fire if it gets too hot. I don't suggest you do that. I'm going to advise against doing it that way, unless you know what you're doing and you've done it before and you've been taught well. You've been taught well down through generations or whatever, but I don't trust myself with that. I would be afraid that I would scald my pan and it would never come back from it. I've only ever had one pan that I couldn't save, that I couldn't strip and save, and that was a pan that was in a house fire. And I couldn't save it. And that sucked. It still ended up with a home though. It ended up at camp in the outhouse, spray painted black. So I don't get rid of cast iron no matter what. take this and put some soap on it. I am just going to scrub like the dickens on this thing. In between those. Oh my God, this is what a dentist must feel like. Ugh. I was told that these are a pain in the butt to clean and to strip and to season, but you know, what kind of cast iron person would I be if I don't do it at least once? As you can see, you're probably looking at my sink horrified, but this is what the sink is here for. It's an old sink, it's a beat up sink, and this is what I wanted this sink for, was to do this stuff downstairs and not upstairs in my good sink. Looking fine, looking real good. Now that I've scrubbed all these down, and they all look pretty good, got that nice gray coming through on them. These are going to spend probably another 4 days in the lye bath, and then I'll go through and I will just repeat this process until there's absolutely no gunk left on them. And when they're dry, they will look like this reddish tint or a dull gray, which is absolutely normal for cast iron that's been stripped down to its metal. And I'm just going to keep working on these handles. I have a feeling those are going to be a pain in the ass. But you know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it to the best of my abilities. This is a real nice Griswold. Beautiful, beautiful waffle iron from 1908. Absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely honored to be able to do this. Alright, now I'm going to go and I'm going to take these back into the other room. And we're going to put them back into the lye bath and close the lid on it. And we're going to call that good for about another 4 to 5 days. Stay tuned. Okay, so we are back over at the sink. I'm going to take out this number 5 Wagner first. Just going to lay that in the water. I like to use a new scratchy brush or a new Scotch Brite every time that I go ahead and scrub them down. So I'm going to scrub. I'm going to give it a good scrubbing, just like we did before. Except for the water is going to be a lot cleaner now because there's not a whole bunch of gunk coming off of it. Don't forget about your handles. You can see the water, there's like almost nothing coming off it. See how clean the water is? Which means it has taken just about it's taken every single thing that was burned on here, cooked on here, scalded on here, seasoned on here, and has removed it. Now, we're going to put the 2 brother pans in here. I'm calling these brother pans. They came from the same person, and they're both number 6s. They're both Wagner, except for one is marked, one is unmarked. I am forever losing my scratchy pad. All the time. Really? Can you make me open up another one? There, got it. Alright. One of the questions that I get asked a lot is, how long can you keep a cast iron pan in a lye bath? And the answer is forever. Yes, it's true. It will not hurt your cast iron pan at all. Lye will not hurt it at all. I left I was doing a whole bunch of pans, and they were mine. And I forgot one in my lye bath for like 2 years until I went to go do it again. And I found it. And so it came out clean. I'll tell you, this sucker was clean. There wasn't a dang thing left on it. But the answer is forever. You can keep it in a lye bath forever. Won't hurt it. Won't pit it. It's not dangerous to it. It won't cause irreparable damage at all. I've been dealing with this little Griswold here for a while now, and there is a mark here on the back of it that I've kind of been struggling with, and I can't seem to get it off there because I'm just not quite sure what it is. At first I thought, well, you know, it was just carbon, you know, like a lot of pans are. So I stripped it once and it would not come off. I'm not sure what it is. And then I thought, well, maybe it's a casting flaw because I can't get it off there. And then someone, I had posted it in one of my groups, and I said, you know what, I can't seem to figure this spot out on here. And then somebody said, well, it kind of looks like rust, where rust has been. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to scrub it up really good, because this is my second time trying to restore this. And this spot right here is just being a bugger. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to deal with it like I would if it were rust. And if it doesn't come out, then, you know, it kind of just is what it is. I mean, it's still a beautiful little pan, you know, but it's not, you know, I mean, not everything can be perfect. Not everything will be perfect. But that doesn't mean I'm not going to try like hell to make it perfect. But if this doesn't work on this time, I think I've kind of hit the threshold here on what to do with it. So I'm just going to keep plugging along at it and see if I can't get him to straighten up. After I get these pans done from their scrubbings, and the ones that can go upstairs and up to the next step, I'll take you with me and I'll show you what to do with that. Yeah, this is really bugging me. I cannot get this off here. I'm just not sure what it is. You know what? He's going to go back in the lye bath. I am so the boss of you. All right. Apparently he's taken that number 3 to a whole new level. Not the terrible food, but he's got a terrible parade. Moving along. Let's go to our Dutch oven lid. Alright. Let it drip dry for a second. And into the bucket you go. Now we're going to determine whether or not his partner here, I'm sorry if I keep hitting my camera, I'm in a very confined space to do this. Alright, Dutch oven is in. Let's see what surprises he's got. And again, the scratchy pack. Alright. This is hard work, but it's also very rewarding work. You get to save a piece of history. I like to think about how many family members sat at a table back in the day and their mother made them dinner with this. You know, those 8, 9, 12, 15 kids they had. Alright, the under handles look good. They look very good on top, nice and clean. The lip looks clean. I would say he is ready for his partner lid to go upstairs. Okay, so I've put some clean water in my sink. Now we're going to look at these waffle irons. Pull them out. Yes, they've been scrubbed up. In you go. Okay, add a little bit more water to that. We'll wash the backs first. Let's see. Got some brown coming off there, so that's good. If you have a utility sink that you can use, I highly suggest it for washing these when they're coming out of the lye bath. What I used to do is, because I used to do this in the summertime, is I would get 2 horses and put a piece of plywood on them and just keep my lye outside and do it that way. But things have changed a little bit with our family and stuff, so And summers are no longer, I don't have time for it during the summertime anymore. So this is kind of my winter, this is my winter project. I'm just gonna go. I think these handles could probably be a little bit better. I'm not quite happy with those. So I think these are probably going to go back in the lye bath because I think they can do better than this. I think they can look nicer. Checking for buildup, see if I missed anything. Don't think so. And that real nice reddish tint. I think I'm going to dry this off so I can show you what I'm talking about because it's kind of hard to see it when they're wet. This has got like a reddish tint to it rather than the dull gray, and that's okay. Different companies made different types of cast iron. I mean, their metal making process might have been just a smidgen different, and then that made the difference in the color of the stripped metal. This one is more of a reddish color than it is the dull gray that you just seen with the Wagners. Now for the base. Last but not least. Go through this just like I did the other ones. Give it just a general scrub down. Now we're back upstairs, and you're going to see where this one was the real bad rusted one that we began with. That I told you, I said that this one's going to be the one that everybody's going to go, oh my gosh, I can't believe that's the same pan. This is what this one is. And you can clearly see that there's still rust in it. And I told you that I was going to address that later. And it is now later. And you can clearly see that if you rub your hand on it, there is rust all over this. It's just a thin layer. And they all look like that. They all have this rusty kind of look to them and feel. It is absolutely normal for them to look this way and to feel this way. But now I'm going to take a new pair of gloves because my other gloves were pretty saturated with lye, and I want to keep the lye out of my kitchen. So I'm going to use a new pair of gloves, and what we're going to do, and instead of using the Chore Boy scrubby pad, I'm going to use a Scotch-Brite scratchy pad. And I'm just going to wash these up and rinse them up and, work on, getting some of that rust out. All right. Those are done. We are now at the stage to where we're going to deal with this rust. And this is how we're going to do it. Vinegar does two things with cast iron. Number one, you stripped your pan in lye. Lye is poisonous and it is toxic and it is caustic. So you need to get that off your pan. It doesn't matter how many times you scrub it with Dawn or dish soap, or it doesn't matter. It's still there. So you got to neutralize it to get rid of it, to render the pan safe to use and to cook in. And vinegar is how we do that, equal parts of it. So that's what we're going to do. we're going to put these in here. We're going to fill this up to the point to where all the pans are fully submerged, because you fully submerge them in a lye bath. Now you need to fully submerge them to get rid of all the lye that still is on it. So what you're going to do is you're going to take 1 gallon of water. And again, this will depend on how many pans you're doing, how much vinegar you're going to need. Look. I don't recommend that you keep your pans in any longer than an hour, because vinegar is a hungry substance. It not only eats rust, but it also will start eating your pan once the rust has already eaten. It's still hungry and it's going to eat it. So, and it'll leave pitting, and it will cause irreparable damage to your pan. So, not suggested to do that. I have to get another gallon of water. Here it goes in our 2nd gallon of water. And I'm looking at my Dutch oven here. Because this is, I can see how tall it is on the side here. I need to be able to get above the handle. It's got to be above the handle. So I have to keep adding water and vinegar, equal parts, until I'm at least above that handle. This is an absolutely crucial step. You cannot do this the way that I do with lye and not use vinegar. You have to do it. I can't even stress to you how important that is to make your pans safe. I didn't say filling this was a fast process. It's just got to get filled. Another gallon of water. Barely. So I am going to go ahead and I'm going to add this last one. Better to have too much than not enough. I'll try not to make a mess, but it's not working. It rarely does. Ah, come on. And yes, 1 more gallon of water. Okay, so I'm just gonna give this a light stir, just to make sure that everything's mixed up all right in it. I mean, it's not like it's dangerous or anything. It's vinegar and water. This is okay. I think that's good. Now we're going to put our pans in slowly. There you go, Mr. Dutch oven. You are covered. You put them in upside down so that his lid isn't sticking up. Perfect. I'm going to start with the bigger ones here. They're in. We are in, and we are in. We're all going to fit in there, and we're all covered. There's nothing sticking out of it. All right, good deal. Moving. And now we're just going to walk away from it for about half an hour to an hour. And you're going to come back and you're going to look at them, and you're going to notice that the water's getting kind of icky and skunky. Well, that's because the vinegar is doing its job, and it's eating the rust, and it's expelling it into the solution. So, and then we'll go from there. All right, so our cast iron pans have been in here for a little over an hour, not too bad. So it is time to take them out and give them a look. Look at them. And yeah, they're good. They are in excellent shape. Rust is gone. And what we're gonna do now is I'm gonna take them over to the sink and we're gonna wash them one more time with hot soapy water and a Scotch-Brite green scratchy pad. And then from there on, we're going to start the seasoning process. Our pans are going in for the first time for their very first seasoning. And you're gonna put them in a cold oven, just like I'm showing here, upright. Just like this. And you're gonna shut it. And you're gonna come, and you're gonna turn your oven on, bake, and you're gonna turn it up to 400 degrees. And once that gets up to 400 degrees, then your countdown's gonna start. So when it tells you, when it goes dee-dee-dee-dee and it's 400 degrees, you're gonna say to yourself, okay, I've got 1 hour. And then you're gonna pull them out. You're gonna put that very, very, very thin layer of Crisco on it. And then you're gonna put them back in upside down. And I'm gonna show you how to do that. Okay, first things first, put your gloves on. Unfold your seasoning cloth, which this is 100% cotton, old t-shirt. Put a little bit of Crisco on it. Get it prepared and ready for your pan before you pull it out. All right, here we go. Okay. Very thin layer. Forget your handle. Nice and thin layer. If you don't do a thin layer, you're going to get smoked out of your house. Woo-hoo! That is hot, 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 hot. Okay, now we're going to go back in, but instead of going in the oven this way, we're going to go in with upside down. Okay, next one on the list, the other number 6. Heat-resistant gloves, yes, but still feel that heat through them? Oh yeah. Gloves are cooled down a little bit now. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pull that Dutch oven out. Okay, here we go. In order to get down into some of these little crevices here, I'm going to use a butter knife and just going to poke it through like that so that it's pointed. So I can get down in there in the little cracks. Little cracks of the little holes of the handles. I think that might be a little too much oil on there, so I'm gonna take another rag. I'm going to wipe it down just a little bit. You don't want to have too much on it. That's better. Nice thin layers. Okay, this one's done. All of my pans that I had are done. They are all got their first seasoning on them. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it back in the oven, and I'll bring you with me over there real quick. This is also going to go upside down now in the oven. There's a little extra on there that doesn't need to be there. All right. Now this is what they're going to look like when you put them back in your oven. They're going to be upside down. And then you're going to turn your oven. Now, in order for me to turn mine on again, I have to shut it completely off. Mine is a bake. And then I'm going to turn it up to 450. And when it gets up to that temp and my oven goes dee-dee-dee, okay, it's 450 degrees, that's when my countdown starts for 1 hour. And then I'm going to shut it off, and I'm going to leave it off until everything cools down by itself. And then I'll go back to it, check them out, look at them. Then I will start the process all over. But only I keep them upside down from now on until all of their seasonings are done. And I'm going to do that at least 5 times. I'm going to do this process at least 5 times because I like that real dark, black, shiny finish. And that's how I'm going to achieve that. Hi everyone. Okay, we are at the end of this video. It has been 11 days since I started my pans. Started stripping them with lye, and then I took you through everything and how to do it, and you know how many washes it was going to take, your vinegar bath, all that stuff. And now it's time for the reveal. And I think they turned out pretty darn good. They're nice. Here they are. Now this guy here, he's got a little bit of pitting in it. You can't, not all pans are perfect. This guy's got a little bit of pitting on the inside of it. I don't know what caused it, but there's some scratching on the back and some pitting on the back also. I'm not quite sure what caused that because it's not my pan. And if you will remember this one, this was the real bad rusted one. And this is it now. It's all cleaned up. Now these still have a little bit of a chocolate color to them. These are Lori's pans. This one over here, this is my friend Christy's pan. And this one turned out beautiful also. Now they're nice and they're shiny, and I want to show you with a paper towel here. God forbid, I hope that lady doesn't see me with the paper towel. That people assume that because it's shiny that there's all this grease in there and there's like oil and stuff. Well, there's not. So I'm going to have my husband do a close-up here. I'm going to wipe this out and I'm going to show you that there's nothing in there. Nothing. It's clean. Clean. They're shiny. That's the seasoning on them. Absolutely nothing on there. This Dutch oven turned out absolutely fantastic. Absolutely gorgeous. Again, nothing. Very little, nothing. This is all perfect seasoning. Nothing. Beautiful bottom. Beautiful. These turned out absolutely gorgeous. Now, this one, when I said that I was going to turn, which one is it? This one right here. When I said that I was going to turn that real bad rusty one into something that looked like this is my pan. This is the one that I just restored. Mine's a little bit darker because mine's been used. And the one thing about cast iron is that the more you use it, the better it becomes. It wasn't made to hang on a wall and sit and look pretty. It was made to be used. And the more you use it, the darker it's going to get. So, this concludes I just want to, the waffle iron and the little 3, the Griswold number 3 that's holding a grudge against me. He's still in the Y bath, and so are the waffle irons and the base, because I think those handles can be better, and that's just gonna take time to work on. But I wanted to show you these, and they're perfectly fine to use. And when they go back to their homes, I hope they're used right away and they're used often. Till next time, guys. Bye-bye.